Hello, everybody. I'm on. Can everybody see me and can everybody hear me? We're going to try and make this work because after this, my heart is so broken. I don't think I could go through that again. Okay. All right. I better turn my volume down too. All right, because we're going to end up with double take. All right. I think I can see myself, which is absolutely amazing. Let's see if people are hearing it. Oh, yes, I can see people engaging. Thank you. All right, so first of all, I'm going to work this backwards because I'm worried things are going to go kaput again. I'll talk about how to get isomalt and everything else ready, but what I've done is I've got some isomalt here hot and ready to go. All I've done is follow the instructions on the packet. So I'm using over-the-top isomalt, they're crystals. I've cooked it on the stove top and I've got that ready for us to go. I had so many things I wanted to talk about, but we're going to cut this one short because poor Emily had to hop on. And thank you so much, Emily, for taking over. But we've got a shorter time space. So I'm going to show you how I make one or two little things, and then the rest I've actually got it prepped. So we're going to put our little Easter bunny together with some little Easter eggs, and it's just going to be a cute little topper. And what I wanted to show you was how easy Isomalt is to use. Please don't be afraid of it. There's going to be so many questions. I can imagine I'm going to get barraged. But even if you leave your questions on later over the next couple of days, I'll come back and answer everyone's questions for them because I know Isomalt, it seems a little scary. When I told Paul I was going to do it, he was like, oh my God, it's Isomalt. I can't do his Scottish accent, but you get the point. First of all, safety first. So nobody likes third-degree burns, and especially in this time and age, none of us want to be in a hospital. So I have cotton gloves on with nitrile gloves over the top. So this will help protect me from the heat. Please, always make sure also that you've got long sleeve clothes on. There's the reason I've got it on, even though it is warm in here. The reason being is if I get isomalt on my top, I can easily whip off the top. I'm sure the rest of the world would love to see that. So we'll just try and avoid that because this is a kid-friendly program. All right, so can you not hear me? Okay, the voice and the video do not match up. Okay. Well, don't know how to fix that, so I'm really sorry, guys. You're just going to have to stick with me at this stage. And worst case scenario, if it drops out, we're going to have to cut it, and I'll show you an end product. How's that? All right, so here I have some isomalt, which I have pre-cooked. All that I've added in here is a little bit of titanium dioxide because I want a flat, matte color. I don't want it to be see-through like stained glass. So I've added in a little bit of white. I'm just going to pour a little bit out onto this mat. These are silicone mats. Now, normally I'd snip that off, but I've forgotten my scissors. Oh, they're asking where I've got my gloves from. So at the moment, gloves are really hard to come by. Once upon a time, I used to get them from Woolworths or Coles. And all I'm doing here is just taking the temperature down a little bit because it is too hot at the moment to handle. And although I do like things a little bit hot, we don't want them that hot on our hands. So I'm doing what I probably called tempering the isomalt. I do have my little heat gun here as well, so I'm going to show you later on as to temperatures that we're working with. But we will get there. I can see little messages coming through from Paul. I really appreciate you boys looking after me. I got to tell you, after what happened before, my heart was broken. I felt so bad for letting everybody down. All right, so I'm sure you can see from above, I have rolled this into a little bit of a ball. I'm going to use the palm of my hand. Now, what happens is when you're working with isomalt, because it is quite hot, I want to keep it to a temperature that isn't too hot for my hands. So generally, you're working between, say, 80 degrees to about 120. Whereas, now this, I'm talking in Celsius. Whereas when you're cooking it, you're looking at temperatures around about 180 to 200 degrees. Quite a difference. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm rolling this ball in my hand. You could probably see it from the screen above. Probably come across here a little bit. I'm looking for to create a little shape for the little bunny's face. And I'm going to turn this into a little bit of a teardrop. So you can see I'm using these two sides of my hands, the sides of my palms, and I'm rolling this. Now, anybody who does modeling and makes little animals out of fondant and gum paste This is your medium. You will love this. The advantage is that instead of having to wait for things to dry in between, it's ready to go as soon as it's cooled. You don't have to wait. It's like doing a stiletto heel. I can do a stiletto heel in 45 minutes. I don't have to wait for the heel to dry. I'm having a look. Oh, bless Sean. Thank you very much. Hi, Robert. Nice to see you. I'm sorry if I've missed out on saying hello to anybody. You can drop in and say hello, please. All right. So can you guys see that little shape that I've created there? It's kind of like the little face of the bunny. I'm going to use a little tool here. I'm going to make an impression in for the eye because we're going to add in a little bit of detail later. You can see how soft that is still, despite the fact that it feels quite cool on the outside. And again, on the other side. So now I have a little shape of the face. And this is ready to go. Now I can still feel it's still moving. Now, if I had a little more time, I would continue to work this in my hands until I felt like it wasn't moving anymore. Because even though the outside of the Isomalt has cooled, the inside is still incredibly hot. So if I place this down on a flat surface, I'll end up with a flat side, so a flat bum, I suppose you could put it. It's like your fondant and your gum paste when it's a little bit too soft or you're waiting for it to shape. Now, one thing I do like to do is I always have handy these little silicone molds here, and I'll pop that in there for it to cool down. Now, of all the shapes, and I'm going to make this really quick and I apologize, but one day I will do a proper one where we have a bit more time. I create a little head in that shape. And just like on the magic of TV, here's one I prepared earlier. Yay! So what I've done for you guys during the day, thank God I was thinking, if anything goes wrong, what's going to be there to help me? So over here, I created all the little shapes for us. So I have a little head that we created. The body is a teardrop shape as well. And all I've done is rolled it exactly the same way that you've seen before, just like so. Flattened it out a little bit, and I've given it a little bit of a flat bottom. How are we going for comments? Do you use any particular brand of Isomalt? Can I use over-the-top Isomalt? It comes in sugar crystal or Isomalt crystals. The reason being is that the crystals are easier to break down and you're less likely to caramelize them and therefore actually change the color of the Isomalt. Another thing that I like about it is the fact that it's not pre-cooked, so you don't have the humidity in it, because sometimes when you buy the nibs that are already pre-cooked, all those long little battens, you run the risk. Do you ever fill Isomalt with air and make it hollow? Christy, yes, I do, but we're not going to do that today because it's really hard. And I'm already stressed out at the moment because of what's actually happened today. So what I've made for you guys here, these are all the little bits and pieces for the bunny. And perhaps at one stage, I might actually put up all the little bits and pieces that we've done already. So I've shown you already how to make the head. And here is the little body. Sambo, you got any questions? Go. Okay, so getting the Isomalt to go cloudy, what ends up happening is that humidity gets into the air. While I'm at it, I'm just going to show you, this is like one little leg, and this is another little leg. So these are all hand done. The Isomalt, what happens as soon as the humidity comes into it, for example, these were made earlier today, and even though I put them into a bag to keep them away from the humidity, we're running at about 60 or 70% humidity at the moment in Sydney. So I don't know if you can hear it. Listen. Can you hear the tackiness of it? It is already actually a little bit sticky. Whereas the one that I've just rolled, which is the little head we made before, can you hear the stickiness is much less. In order to preserve it a little bit better, normally as soon as I finished a project, I would spray it. Now, there's lots of different products on the market, and I'm not singling a particular product out. It's your choice or weapon of choice. You could use Cakecraft Shine Spray. You can use Chef Master. They have a clear spray as well. I just happen to be out of it. And Caroline's have a really great, it's just a clear spray because you want it to be edible. So that will help you stop with the clouding. All right, how are we going for time? We're okay? Oh my God, we're okay. All right. So what I did here was I've just created two little ears as well. Can you hear how sticky they are? My fingers are just sticking to it. Now, what I wanted to create was like a little bit of a baseboard. Can we actually see that on the camera? Yes, we can. All right. the coloring is up to you how you want to color it. And don't forget isomalt. What is the enemy of isomalt? It's like anything to do with sugar. Your enemy is water, is humidity. So if you add in a gel color into your isomalt, you'll increase the chances of it clouding, which comes back to that other question. But you also increase the stickiness of it. What I like to use is powders. So I've got here a couple to show you as well. So again, no particular brand. This is Caroline's Shimmer in the pink. This is Rainbow Dust. This is the green. I use like a pearl through it. And I don't know if you guys can actually see that really well through the camera. I've got to bring it up, my husband tells me. You'll see this beautiful, now it's a bit of a rough finish because I was in a bit of a hurry today when I was doing it for you, but it's created this beautiful swirl. And I used a toothpick through it as I was waiting for it to cool just to create a little bit more of an effect. Oh my God, this is one of the best questions ever. So my husband just asked the question, can you rework the isomalt if you're not happy with it? Unlike fondant, unlike gum paste, unlike almost anything else bar chocolate, you can melt it down, crack it all up again and remelt it and reuse it as many times as you like. So I tend to just cook the one little bag. Oh, sorry, Ken. Well, thanks, Ken. Sorry, Ken. Yeah, the beauty of it is that I normally cook up an entire bag, even though the project I'm doing is only, say, 50 grams or 60 grams of it. But then by putting an airtight container, I can keep on using it and breaking it down as much as I want. So even if I make this project today and I completely bugger it, I can just smash it all up again, melt it down, and start again. All right, so I've used a egg mold to, like the little egg molds that you make your fried eggs with in the morning. I just happened to find a little flower one. I thought it was really cute, and I did pour that green onto there earlier. All I've done is heated up the back of this, and I've stuck it onto a cake board just to make it easier for us to move around. Now, what else? I had a few treats for you guys today. So this one is really going to be rushed, so you're going to have to keep up with me. I have all these little pre-prepared bags because I had this brilliant little plan as to what I wanted to create for you today. And if it doesn't work, guess what I'm going to do, Ken? I'm going to smash it all up and I'm going to do it all again. All right. Earlier today, I made a pale pink or a pearl pink isomalt, and I created, and you see this little heart coming out here? I'll bring it up close to the camera. Can you see that? Look how pretty that is. And I've done one side, and the way that I've done it is I've just poured a little bit of isomalt in here, and I kept on moving it around until all the sides are covered and it's even. So I've got one side, and now I've got another. Look at that. And the idea is I want to create like a little heart. I'm going to join the two sides together, just like so, and we're going to put that onto our little base here. So I know I'm going so fast, everyone at home's probably going, oh my God, woman, I can't keep up with you. You should try doing a class with me. Any of my students on? Oh, Margherita's on. Ciao, bellissima, vi penso, eh? State tutte bene, andrà tutto bene, cuoricino. That's my Italian friends. Hello. All right. I have a little torch here. You can use any blowtorch that you like. I just happen to like these little ones. The reason being is it is a small amount of heat. I don't want to overheat it. I just want to soften it. And the way that it works is, you know how you use like sugar glue? Consider this your sugar glue when you're sticking little bits and pieces together. But the idea is, like with sugar glue, you put a little bit of sugar glue on one side, and a little bit of sugar glue on the other side, and you stick the two together. This is exactly the same thing. So I want to heat one side, heat the other, and I'm going to join the two together. But in the meantime, I had a little treat for you. I've got a little light. Now, you can buy these from probably eBay, AliExpress. These are called balloon lights. And I want to put the little balloon light in there so when we place it on here, this little thing will glow. Because it's the beauty of isomalt. It's translucent or transparent, as clear as you want to do it. So turn on your heat torch. Remember, I've got my gloves on, so please be careful. The other really important things to mention, please don't do isomalt when there are kids around. Please. Are they all keeping up with me? Oh, look at her up here. Hi, Anne-Marie. Oh, Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie is one of my students. Hello, beautiful girl. All right. All right. So shut up, Monica, and get on with it. I'm getting on with it. I'm getting on with it. So I'm going to just lightly give it a little bit of heat. And again, around. Now, these probably won't match up 100%, but nobody's going to judge me, right? Because I'm looking at all at you. Because Monica's doing isomalt. live on air. How many people are watching, Honey Bunny? Can you see? 480 people. No pressure, Monica. Breathe. Okay. Popping that in there. As soon as you said that, I got the shakes. All right. Gently, gently does it. Because it's actually warmed up, it's now... Oh, look, I'm getting stuck everywhere. There we go. Just sticking these two little sides together. I can see you got a couple little gaps there, but I'm not too fussy. Where's my blowtorch from? So I actually have them. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to do the sales spiel, but we'll just do one tiny little one. I have a small amount of stock available on my website. So if you go to my website, which is monicacavallaro.com.au or moorishcakes.com.au, there's only a handful left. So I can actually send them out Australia-wide. All right, so now we have, can you guys see that? How pretty is that? Something cute, isn't it? Because I like to do things a little bit different. So I see something as an idea and then I want to take it to the next level. So now what I'd like to do is, remember that whole concept that I've told you before where you heat one side, then you heat the other side and you attach them together? I want to work out the positioning. Now what I did earlier before you guys came along was, because I can't draw to save my life, I did a quick drawing as to what it was that I wanted to create for you today. So the idea is that I want to have the heart a little bit on the one side. And I'm going to do that now. How are we going for time? Oh, we're okay. Sorry, I'm panicking because I talk too much, right? Such an Italian. All right. So when I look at this, if you guys can see it, I'm going to try and place this little heart maybe like there. It kind of work? Yeah, yeah. What is the name of the light? Dale, if you have a look for balloon lights, you should be able to find them. So I'm heating up a little bit there. I'm going to be really gentle here because or else I'm going to lose the end of this heart. Tiny amount of heat. A little bit more heat here, and I think that'll do. I'm going to try and let it sit upright a little bit. All right, I probably overheated because it's gone a little bit soft. I'm going to hold that into place. Now, the beauty of it is once this is actually finished, so you might take a little bit of time to actually work on it, but 45 minutes, the whole project is done. It is ready to go. It can go directly onto your cake. And one question people are, oh, Anne-Marie, the kids are out, thanks. One question that people quite often ask me is that, when would you make your toppers? If I'm spraying the toppers, they'll last 7 to 10 days before they actually cloud, so maybe even 3 or 4 days beforehand. Lisa, I can see you online as well. Hi, Lisa, all the way from Perth. Joe Coleman, hello, you beautiful girl. Oh, treats, marshmallows. All right, so I'm known for bringing treats to my classes. Whenever you do a class with me, I always bring treats for the students to eat. And marshmallows is one of them. Meringues is another one. There we go. So now we have, can you guys see that? Little heart in place. So now what I want to do is actually start building the bunny. Can we see that okay? Yep. All right, so we've got our little bunny. These are getting very, very sticky. So what I might do is heat them up a little bit. I'm going to work out what way to go my bunny. All right. So I have a little leg here. I'm going to work out which way I want them to go. Everything's getting sticky. Look at this. I've got bunny tail sticking to me. Let go. I might need help, honey. I've got a bunny tail. It just won't let go. Oh, there we go. It's gone. Okay. Oh, my goodness. You can tell the humidity, and we might have to switch the aircon on soon, honey. All right. Rule number 1, do not hold Isomalt and heat it up with your hands, right? Which is exactly what I'm going to do right now. But this is a case of do as I say, don't do as I do. Heating up the body, a little bit of the leg, heat up the body again. And we're going to try and stick his little leg on. How are we going for comments, Sambo? I'd love to answer some questions. Oh, okay. My husband's told me he's too busy trying to make sure we don't lose the connection again. So in other words, shut up, Monica, and just get on with your demonstration. All right, so we've got to heat that side. This is getting so, so sticky. I'm dying to finish this bunny. All right, a little bit of heat here. So what did I say to you? Don't hold on to your isomalt pieces when you're working with them. That's a big no-no. Huge. Oh my God, I love the Netherlands. Who's from the Netherlands? I can't. Oh my God, she's pretty. Hello from South Africa. Oh my God. Okay, my husband said, I'm sorry, he butchered your name. Oh, loving the decorations today. Lisa Glidden. All right. So now we have what I would probably consider to be a kangaroo body. Can we see that's all happening here? And what I'll do is, because it's so sticky and you can hear it going tick, 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 I'm going to attach my little bunny in here. So again, a little bit of heat on the bottom, a little bit of heat on its bottom, a little bit more, and stick our little bunny into place. So you're going to stick, yes. And I'm going to change gloves in a second. No, you're not going to stick. It's all right. I can give it a bit of heat underneath. Nothing like live TV, isn't there? All right. You sticking there, darling? Yes, you're sticking there. Oh, hi, Susie from the Netherlands. I've always wanted to go to the Netherlands. Anywhere in particular I should go? You got to invite me over. I'd love to come over. Hello, Teresa from Ireland. All right. Okay, now I'm going to attach the little head. A little bit of heat here, a little bit of heat here, a little bit more heat there, just for the fun of it. And I might even turn the little head to one side. I might have to re-stick its body down because it's just not attaching on the bottom. Can you hear all the stickiness happening? Oh, Scotland. Always want to. There's so many countries. I have a massive, massive travel bug. If I had my way, I would be constantly traveling. And my husband would probably kill me for it. Oh my God, Renee from Germany. Hello, Germany. I'm from the north of Italy, so Germany is actually quite close by, and that's one place I've always, always wanted to go. So our little bunny, I don't know if you guys can actually see it, is just starting to get together. I'll turn it around a little bit. How are we going for time? Oh, we're okay, 10 minutes. No pressure, Monica. All right. I'm going to change gloves in a second because these are getting really sticky. I'm going to hurry. I'm going to attach its little bottom on. I have a little cotton tail here ready to go. This is the part where I burn myself. Ready? Stick. We have a cotton tail coming. I love the smell of burnt gloves in the morning, don't you? Okay, if you were not to spray, the question my husband is asking is how long would this last in the open air? If you were to not spray this, by tomorrow morning it would be so sticky that you wouldn't be able to handle it. As you can already see, I'm struggling here. And then by maybe 2 days' time, it'll be melting onto the board. So it probably tells you how fast you need to. Hi, Belinda. What I added was it's your choice as to what you want to add. I added a tiny, tiny little drop of white gel. I use this one here. What have I got here? Americolour Bright White. Can you guys see that on the camera all right? Or you can add in a tiny amount of titanium dioxide, but you need to I'm just making sure this little ear is sticking. You need to make sure that it's melting all the way through. I would generally say add it to the Isomalt, allow it to cool, like stir it around, allow it to cool, and then melt it again. And that should actually dissolve it all the way through. What was that? My husband is laughing. Go, Moni. I love you, Joe. Emery. Can you everybody hear my husband talking in the background? I don't know if you guys can actually hear him. Because I thought I'd challenge myself and do something different. Everyone else is doing all these awesome things, and then Monica decided to do Isomalt. Yay! Because we thought we'd challenge ourselves. I have little tools here as well, just to make sure that I'm getting a nice little sharp edge here. Okay, my husband is really struggling with the pronunciations of everyone's name, and we apologize in advance if we get anybody wrong. So, the way that when you're coloring your isomalt, the choice is entirely yours. If you want it to be opaque, you need to give the color something to attach itself to. So, in other words, you use a bit of titanium dioxide. If you wish for it to be transparent or pearled, you just add the color direct with no base color. So, in other words, no titanium dioxide. All right, I'm going to show you guys how this is looking. Have we got a bunny here happening? Can you guys see okay on the camera? Is it looking cute? Can we see it okay? Flip on an angle. My husband's telling angle. I've got to do my motions thing. So I just need to get moving here. Now I also have two little arms here. which I'm going to try and attach. You're going to have to excuse me because I'm going to have to turn it around this way now. Oh, Belinda. Hey, gorgeous girl. All right. This torch does have a flame. Who's asking that? Okay, okay, we've lost the name. I'm sorry. Yes, this torch does have a flame. I'm going to try and put this on. Hey, Jules. Gorgeous girl. Anna Russell. Oh, you beautiful creature. My God, I'm so lucky. Can I just say, I was actually crying earlier when things were going, oh my God, Dot is on. Dot, I love you. Um, I was crying before, well, not quite, but really close. I couldn't talk because I was so upset when I couldn't come on, and all these people were waiting to see the performance, and they weren't able to see me. And I know a lot of people had to go to bed, so they're going to get me on catch up. So you can see here, I'm just attaching the little arms. Oh, Dot, I miss you too, darling girl. I can't wait to see you again and squeeze you to bits. Beautiful, beautiful lady, inside and out. I'm so privileged. One thing I always say, I'm so lucky with the job that I do that I get to meet the most amazing people. Can you guys see that happening? Look how cute this is looking. I'm just doing the top camera. Okay, top camera. So got a little bunny happening. Now I'm going to change the gloves because these are getting super, super sticky and it's driving me insane. No, I will not waste these gloves. I wash everything. And especially at the moment where we cannot get our hands on gloves, these are like gold. I can imagine my house is going to be raided tomorrow because somebody needs gloves. So these are nitrile gloves, just for anybody who missed the beginning. They come in all different colors. I was using black ones today. You can use purple, pink, whatever tickles your fancy. And there you go. My husband's got a really good handy tip for you. You can go to Bunnings and get them in the barbecue section. So what I've made here for you, remember how we rolled the little balls out before? I made little Easter eggs. Can you guys see them on the camera? I've made gold and pearl, and all that I've done to do those is I've added in that pink that I've mentioned before. That's the Carolines, and that's a shimmer pink. And then I used the over-the-top metallic classic gold. And all I've done is when it was still clear, I added in a little bit. When I say a little bit, I'm talking like the tip of a teaspoon is enough to do, say, 100 grams. Don't go overboard with your color. You can always add, but you can't take away. And while I was at it, I also created a couple little flowers for you guys. Look how cute these are. These ones are stuck together. Okay. Yes. Okay. So these are torches. When you purchase the torches, they come empty, and you need to fill them up with butane at home. Where do you buy the butane from? From your local Bunnings or hardware store. They come in a can, and it lasts you ever, and it costs like $5 or $6 at cheap as chips. All right. I've got bunny tails just attaching themselves to me. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I just wanted to pop in a couple of these little Easter eggs just to make it, because it is Easter after all, a little bit more festive. So again, never ever hold the Isomalt and heat it up. Do as I say, don't do as I do. Again, heating one side, heating the other, and the reason being is because I want the two to attach together. Just going to pop that into place. And you can probably see at home what I'm doing. This is literally, I say count to 10. Secure, I can move on to the next one. This one I might actually pop. I don't want to block out that light too much, so I might have that kind of coming down on an angle. Here's the beauty of it. I can actually have things angled, so gravity defying, without having to worry about structural integrity. It's a big word for this time of the night, isn't it? What did Anna say? Oh, my husband's going to love you, Anna. You get little hearts later. All right. You see how quick that is? You can see they're just attaching themselves really, really easily. Now, should we be really cheeky and try and put an Easter egg on the top here? Am I asking for too much? Yeah. June, this is the way I should be doing it. Are you ready? I'm going to work out what my favorite side is. Put it down on your bench. Heat up one area. Heat it up on your bench. And do it again. Now pick it up and pop it into place. And this way, I won't burn my fingers. So now I have a little heart, a little Easter egg on top. All right, we've only got a couple of minutes left, not even, because I want everything to go on time, and I'm so mortified as to how much trouble we had before. All right. I'm sure Paul will tell me how much. Paul's going, yes, yes, yes. That's exactly what I want to hear when I perform. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Oh, it's my honey, this is a child-friendly show. I promised Paul I would behave myself. These are tiny little flowers that I made earlier. I'm going to touch them really quickly, and if there's time, I'm going to show you how I made them. We're going to pop a couple around. Let's see, I might just pop, say, of course. So you can color your isomalt after and give it details. I like to do details in fondant. Now, there's one important note that I really, really wanted to talk about is that I was taught by Molly. For any of you who are from Italy, Molly is amazing. These are all of her techniques. I will not take any form of credit for the things that she does because she taught me everything. I was very privileged to spend time with her. And the way that she used to do it is to add in the little details in fondant after. So I actually have fondant here ready to go, and we're going to add some of those on shortly. I'm going to add another little, oops, another little flower here at the front. Add a little bit more heat because I want it to be really, really super cute. And probably another little flower there at the front. It's getting very sticky here. Oops, wrong way, Blondie. I'm surprised my husband hasn't yelled at me yet for the way that I'm using my tools because I'm notorious for burning myself. My husband's busy, he said, so he's ignoring everything that I'm doing. And how about if our little bunny holds a flower? What do you reckon? Are we going too far? Oh, no, it could work. You know when they say less is more? They lied. More is more. Right. Okay. Attaching that little... Oh, I probably should have given a little bit more heat. I'm going to hold it there for a split second. It's not going to attach. You know what? Here's the beauty. Bit more heat. We can do this. There we go. Beautiful. Now I'm going to whip these off really quickly. Oh, thank you, Josephine. Molly is amazing. I still love her so much. I miss the whole family. It's her son's birthday today, so if Flavio is watching, tanti auguri, bellissimo, eh? Mwah! Allora, back in English. How are we going? We got it all happening? Front camera, we got front camera, hubby's saying. Now, what I need to do is to add in some little details. How are we going? Okay, 1 minute. Just so you can see one little thing, and then I'll take a photo of it once it's actually finished and we'll load it up online so you can see the details. So this is just a little bit of fondant, and I've added in some pink food coloring. If I can actually get into the bag. Wow, I wrapped this really well to make sure that I didn't dry it out because I want the bunny to have a little pink nose. So I'm taking around about, oh, that's way too much, Blondie. Come on. Yes, I talk to my, does anyone else talk to themselves? I talk to myself and my cakes when I'm working on them. My husband's laughing because he knows, because he hears me in the middle of the night having a whole conversation with the cake. All right, I'm going to add a little nose. Now, because she's actually quite sticky, it's going to stick right on. And now we have a cute little nose. So little details are starting to come. Are we still front or we're on top now? Oh, we're on both. Woo, a little bit privileged here. Now, somewhere here there is some black fondant. Go. Woo! Yes? Yeah. Ooh, okay. All right. I'm really anti adding in water into Isomalt, and the choice is yours. I know some of the packaging does say it, but if the reason being is because they're trying to make sure that it doesn't caramelize on you and it changes the color. I've just rolled a little eye there, and I'm going to pop it in there for probably a little bit big. Um, my personal view is probably what Molly did teach me the best was which isomalt to use. And for me, it's going to come down to sugar crystals every single time. The biggest struggle I ever had was buying isomalt powder or buying isomalt nibs because the powder would clump together, and by the time I got it all melted, it would have caramelized, and I got different colors. And every time I bought the nibs, they clouded on me much sooner than what the sugar crystals do. All right, guys, I'm going to have to call it quits. This is the finished product. Honey, can we go front camera? All right. Ladies and gents, all I can say is I am so, so sorry about what happened earlier. I've really rushed that through. I've got to turn it around. Hubby's telling me. I'm so grateful to Paul and David for this opportunity. And I hope that you guys learnt something from it. And I'll pop some photos up online. Much love from all of us. Please stay safe, stay indoors, look after yourselves, have a great time. If you have questions, pop them down below over the next couple of days. I promise to get through and answer to everybody. I'm wishing everyone all the best of love. Thank you so much. And mwah, from all of us here in our household. Thank you, guys.